But with that, here go another thing. Like one thing I've been missing, and for this since COVID is like going on trips. You know, we can have guys and girls also do these guys and girls trips. So long time ago, we done a lot. You know, it's a lot of the guys trips, and guys and ladies travel different, man. So you know, I have homeboys that will stay in some like Motel 6 joints. You know, they look on how many bed bugs might be compared to like that's what we figure out how to sleep on. And I got many stories. I got stories of my man Sam and a whole bunch of stuff. So like, what do you miss? Do you miss the guy trips? And like, how do you feel about your lady going on guy trips? And can guys go on guy trips now?
I'm gonna let y'all single dudes handle that because.
Yo, Derek, me and you in the same game.
God don't exist, brother.
Let me tell you something.
Long time ago.
I'm gonna keep it 100%.
Long time ago. We talking a long time ago.
I keep it 100. I can't go on no guy trips. Not being married. It's not, and you know that's just not the way it's going to be because now of course when I was single, D know we went on some guy trips or whatever.
Yeah, we went everywhere. Man.
Yeah,
that's a long time ago.
And I tell you, we went, we tore it down too.
Hey.
Nah, I mean long time ago, D. A long time ago.
Let me ask this question because this was a subject of a great debate many years ago that I had. So we had this discussion. I was at a friend's house and she was married. I mean, I think half of the place was married, and when she got married in St. Martin. So I took two of my friends. Now, these two friends, these guys were married. I wasn't married. So we go to St. Martin. And she says to me, your friends should have never even been there without their wives. So I was like, why not? I was like, they just came, hanging out and all this stuff like that. She's like, you don't understand how marriage works and all this stuff like that. So it became this big issue. Like, and so one of the guys was saying, because his wife wanted to go on a trip with her girlfriend that she had known since they were in like second grade. When they turned 40, they wanted to go on a trip together. He's like, my wife's not going nowhere without me. And I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. So I asked the dude, I said, look, so if we had tickets to the Super Bowl and we got a couple of guys to go and
That's a different story. That's a different story.
Okay, but
that's a different story.
But again, the Super Bowl is not here. And so, because my thinking was, conventional wisdom is if somebody is if it's for the purpose of a person being faithful, they could do that anywhere, or they could be unfaithful anywhere. So my thought was, if you're going to say that my spouse or significant other can't go away without me, and I'm not saying this is your situation, I'm saying if you're going to say that for the purpose of you don't trust them being away, if that's the purpose, then I think that's just frivolous. And so it was a big argument that broke out where people were like, no, you shouldn't go anywhere without your spouse. And then those of us who aren't married were told you don't get it because you're not married.
Yeah, Calvin, it's not 100% about being this
faithful.
Kelvin, I'm sorry. Kelvin.
No, in some European circles, that's how they pronounce it.
Yeah. I apologize, brother. I apologize. But the thing is, it's not necessarily about being unfaithful. The thing is, it has to do with putting a certain type of energy into your marriage. If you start to do a lot of things separate, then eventually you will be separate. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, now, of course, if you came into some tickets for the Super Bowl and I've been to a Super Bowl before, I'm telling you right now, you have not lived. That is the ultimate sporting event. You know what I mean? And I saw the Giants in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And they beat New England.
So, yeah, you official.
Yeah, I'm official. I'm official. Yeah. My life is amazing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's about putting a certain type of energy into your marriage. You know what I'm saying? Because like I know friends that used to go to certain events every year when they were single. And then all of a sudden they wanted to continue to go to these certain events when they were married. Yeah, and I remember being that guy that's saying, and I was still single at the time. I said, I'm telling you right now, dude, you married, that's going to be a problem. Okay, you can sit here and act machismo with me all you want, but that's going to be a problem. And sure enough, when you got back, that's when you saw the problems because a little bit of insecurity kicks in. What were you doing? Where were you at? Who were you with? And then you're with a whole bunch of single guys and then you're married. You know what I'm saying? So, women start to talk, your wife's friends or girlfriend's friends start to put things in her head. You know what I'm saying? Depending on where you go, they may say, hey, guess what? You know what they do there. You know what I mean? That's why men go there. So it creates a very bad energy in your marriage. You know what I'm saying? Right. Not saying that I can't completely go nowhere. Like you said, you come with some tickets for the Super Bowl. Guess what? I go to my wife and say, "Yo, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity." Most likely, my wife is going to understand.
Let me say this. I want to say this, and then you guys can carry the conversation. I want to say this and put this out there. I've never shared this with anybody before. That is the quintessential reason that it didn't work out with Beyonce and I. I just want to put that out there. A lot of people in the media got it misconstrued or whatever like that. That's the reason the distance to travel is a big thing. But I'm sorry, I digress. Go ahead.
No, it's all right, Kelvin. I just from experience, like you've been holding on to this thing with you and Beyonce for a very long time. It's time to let it go, Kelvin.
Yeah.
It is. It's time to let it go.
I'll say this on the real. If TMZ approaches you,
She moved on, Kelvin. She has moved on.
I know I'm in favor. I wanted that because after the twins were born, I figured that was not
Come
working.
on, let that woman go, Kelvin. Let her go.
Hey guys, let me ask you a question. It seems to me like women can say they go on a woman's trip with their girlfriends, and it's no problem most of the time.
We waiting on our chance. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what it is.
What you say? What you say there?
Yeah, we waiting on our chance. Right? You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of wives that try to go on girls' trips, they're not gonna go because they're gonna say, "I'm opening the door for him to go on a man trip."
So
you know what I'm saying? You set yourself up for it.
So you think now women? Please comment. Women, please comment. You think women cut off their nose to spite their face when they do that?
Yeah, I think they do.
Wow.
But even if you're married, isn't part of this that you do need to? I mean, you still had friendships and associations outside of your marriage, right? I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely. But going on a trip with the fellas is like I told you. Sometimes if you think for 1 minute, and I don't know, Derek, about you. You come back from that trip, you bring your suitcases back all in the door. You're gonna feel some tension in that freaking
with D. With D.
And especially if you come back, Kelvin, if you come back acting like you had an amazing time without her, kid, it's gonna be crazy.
Full disclosure, I have gone away on a trip without my wife before. You know what I mean? It's happened. But, again, we didn't have any of those issues, you know what I mean? So, my wife and I, we're a little different, you know what I mean? We know each other a long time before we got married, you know what I mean? And, so, like, that my wife was one of my closest friends before we ever got married, you know what I mean? So, before we ever even started dating, you know what I mean? So, it's a little difference, you know what I mean? So, I really enjoy going away on a trip with my wife, you know what I mean? A lot of times when we go away, that's when I have my best time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's with me, so
Same
we're a little different. Yeah, we're a little different, but no, but I just, if I went away, it would not be an issue, and it was not an issue, you know what I mean? I just had to make sure I missed her a little bit.
How long were you going?
I can't even remember, man. Matter of fact, I was hanging with Sam. He was down in with him, man. So yeah.
Long time ago. That was a
long time ago. Yeah.
Me and my wife travel a lot.
A couple different places, but it's all good though. You know what I mean? It's like you do have certain, maybe I can kind of see it. Maybe that if you have a healthy relationship, you know what I mean. You should, there should be, shouldn't really be a real issue, you know what I mean? My wife is going away without me, and it was not no issue, you know what I mean?
Someone wrote, if we have if we trust each other, why is it an issue?
No, it's not really an issue. It's not really an issue.
Like I said, it's not a trust issue. It's not about a trust issue.
It's not.
No.
But it is an energy issue.
Like I'm trying to tell you, Derek is saying it. It's an energy issue. The thing is this: you come back, you was with your homie. Now the thing is too, I need to let this out here too. If you go on a trip with like 2 or 3 other married guys, then you most likely you're going to get away with that trip. That trip is okay. You're going away for a couple of days, and like I said, you found somebody got some tickets to the Super Bowl or whatever. But you go hanging out with your old friends that's single or whatever. That's going to be your wife is going to point that out. I would say most wives.
So it's mostly if your single friends or your married friends invite you.
It's a difference. It's a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference between the single friends and the married friends.
Me and you know that best.
No question.
I said, D, me and you know that best. Because the thing is, every girlfriend or wife that they have this issue with a certain friend of their husband or their boyfriend.
They do.
So
They
now,
do.
if you,
who was that friend, Rodney, for you?
nah, I can't say who that
No,
was.
we never say all the names, man.
We don't say no names. No dry snitching. No
You
dry
got a friend,
snitching.
though. Yeah, I know you got a friend. You got a friend.
No, but the thing
Hey,
is,
hey, I want to say that friend is not in this.
No, that friend's not here. But the thing is, using your wife or your girlfriend has issues with certain friends, right? Because they vibed them or they seen them do shit or whatever. And basically, if you say I'm going to hang out with that friend, she's only going to think negatively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
the eyebrow goes up a little bit. Yeah,
exactly. So the thing is, compared to if I say I'm going somewhere with D, compared to if I'm going somewhere with him, it's a difference.
I'm gonna tell you what my mother used to do. My mother would be like, my father would be like, I'm going to the store. Go with your father. My mother would try to send me to ride with. I don't know if they do that today. Mama, go ride with your father. Go to the store with your father. Go whatever. My father, I don't need no escort. Go back in the house.
The thing is, you know when women do that, like when you get ready to leave out the house, y'all having an argument or whatever, you get ready to leave, take your kids with you. Because the thing is, you can't take your kids to another chick's house.
That's right. No, let's go back with all the information, man.
No, that's real talk.
Daddy's friend. That was daddy's friend. You know,
that is real talk. I went to go visit my friend in prison. My ex said she had something to do. I had to take my son. And my son must have been 3 years old, 3 years old, with me riding on the road for an hour and a half to prison.
To make sure you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
Right.
He can't talk.
Because she knows what would have happened a long time ago. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in there with the baby bag and everything, but it was crazy. Like, yo, bring my son to the prison? You want your son to go? But, you know, that's my road dog. So we had it. Plus, my son keeps good secrets.
So let me ask you, married men, this. What is the biggest fear? You know, when it comes to that, I would assume most men are protective of their wives and things like that. You know, obviously, if your wife is attractive or whatever, even if she wasn't attractive, whenever she walks out that door, she's attracted to somebody's finds her attractive. Any woman breathing is going to have to defend, you know, against, you know, suitors. That's just reality.
Kelvin, I dated some ugly women. I got a lot of them, never got hit on.
When was that? A long time ago?
Long time ago.
A lot of women. I dated a lot of women with missing teeth. That's a whole nother subject.
That's just, does your ego kick in? Or you feel like, you know what, that's my wife. I know the deal. I'm good, or whatever like that. Or does your ego do you want to hear about it when she's out and some dudes try to talk to her, whatever like that, or whatever?
Me personally. I think that's when the trust comes in. You just either know your wife or you don't. You know, you're right. Like somebody is going to find your wife attractive. That's just normal. I mean, you can't.
Right, you found her attractive. Right.
Correct. You mean you can't walk around insecure thinking that everybody wants your wife and your wife wants to be with everybody else. I mean, that's just that's something you got to deal with within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Right. But like I said, that's when trust comes in, because you say, nah, my wife ain't going to be checking for that cat. Look at what she got right here.
Hey, man, my wife has told me when situations happen. You know, we technically laugh about it. You know what I mean? It's a joke. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, we kind of got this little joke. You know what I mean? You know, she'll go off. I said, you know, she'll go off. I said, hey, where you going, honey? She said, I'm going to see Jody. You know, it's your time. You know, we joke around a little bit with it.
Yeah.
I want to know this question though, as married men, and I've always believed this, and this is interesting. When you're with a woman, when you're on a date or you're married or whatever like that, it seems like you will see the most attractive women in the world when you are with another woman, and it just seems like it's and so guys have a way of trying to camouflage it, trying to disguise it when they look or things like that. You know, one of my friend's wives was like, wear some shades while you on the beach, so you don't sprain your neck trying to just look at everybody, whatever like that. She said she knew he gonna look. I mean, obviously. But how do you deal with that when you know, because obviously your wife knows what you like, and somebody, because the ignore it thing is funny.
To me,
because the woman, I know you saw her because I saw her.
To me, I like Instagram. Like you share the Instagram, you like, yo, you see that body and looking at the bodies and stuff like that. So it's like if you open and really real with your chick and she understand, like, you know, you looking at it, you're like not trying to hide anything. I think she's more respectful of it. Like, you know, she know that you got eyes. You're going to see some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So why are you going to get on me if I'm at the beach and everybody's like 90% naked, damn near naked? Why be upset?
See, one of my friends used to have me laugh. We'll be walking down the street back in the day. He see a woman that's gorgeous. He'd be like, "My wife is gonna pay for that. My wife is gonna pay for that." Like my man was gonna go home and set it off, and that was his way of dealing with it. He wasn't gonna step to the woman. He gonna step to his wife. Like it's on.
I'm gonna say this. I have no idea what y'all talking about. I don't know.
Niggas say y'all ain't the street when you do it. That's what it is. That's the problem.
I'm
No,
very
the
No,
thing is,
one guy told me the best. He said, "If I want to cheat on my wife, if I want to have an affair, I just call her by her middle name. That's all."
pretend she's somebody else, right? But she's still herself, right?
I just go back to the strip club.
Yes, we know. Even
Yeah. I tell you right now, it all what you were talking about, Calvin, is based on experience. Like, if your wife sees something before you that she feels that you're gonna look at, and you actually get caught, then you ain't that good. You shouldn't don't even look, because you know that you're being set up. It's a setup.
right.
What you gotta do, you gotta look fast and put it in your memory real quick. You look, boom, got it. And now you're back on whatever you gotta do.
Well, I want to ask, we only got a few minutes left. I want to ask this question. I want to ask for the women out there. I always ask this question. It sounds ridiculous, but I always ask this question. What is the purpose of cleavage? And the reason I ask that, because obviously men look at cleavage, women look like they get offended when you do look. And so it's this game of cat and mouse. Can you look and check it out before the woman can catch you out there? Eye contact. So one woman told me, she's like, it's for you to glance, not to stare. So
And I was about to tell you that, Calvin. You're not supposed to stare at it.
Right.
Yeah, you're not supposed to stare at it. That's what it is. You're not supposed to stare at it.
But
Glance at it, you're not supposed to stare at it.
it almost seems like entrapment. Oh,
I mean,
so
the
I
thing
think
is-
that.
Somebody said I'm suspicious when they don't look.
Right.
So when Robin, are you saying that you think your man might be a little on the other side of the street? Listen, I want to make sure we get more sponsorships. So I'm not gonna say
Yeah. No, I'm telling you right now, after today, the sponsors are dead.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all trying to get sponsorship?
Yeah.
Oh, nah, we get all that.
I think I get Robin's point. Robin's point is obvious. It's a front when you sitting there acting like you don't see it. That's the thing. Because remember, the comedians be like, the dude to point out something else on a woman. You see her shoes? That's ridiculous. So you could draw attention to her, so you both can look. And at the end of the day, you was just trying to front. So that's what it is. That's posturing. It's just human nature.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you got some cleavage. I'm gonna look. Like I said, I haven't seen a bad breast in my life. They all look good to me. You know, the stay right there's the 5 baby deep dress, National Geographic. I love them all. Big ones, little ones, gigantic, great aunt titties, all kind of stuff. I love
He
them all.
said great aunt titties.
You know the one with the flap, with the
Wait a minute.
eyes with the flapping arms. Those things. I love them. I love them.
The next time I go, when we open up again, and I try to go to a church and preach, they're gonna tell me you can't come just because you know. It don't matter if you said it. You just can't come.
You're guilty by association,
Yo,
Kelvin.
man,
Guilty
you
by
got the
association,
preacher out
man.
here looking crazy, man.
I know, man. I know. The words are coming out of my mouth, not Kelvin.
Oh, man.
Now, this was
Yo.
good, guys. We had a good show tonight, man. I mean, I really appreciate the good topics. Like, I want to thank again Promise Batista, our girl Donna Hilton, our sponsors, everyone. Like, you know, we'll be back again next week for Chop It Up. I hope you could join us. Please like, share. We're on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm going to tell one thing, like black men, we need to always tell each other that we love each other. So I
That's
love you,
right.
Kelvin. I love you, Derek. I love you, Rodney. I want you guys to be safe,
Love you, brother.
wrapped in love. If I could, I'll kiss you on the cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Because,
Okay.
you know, we are
In a manly way.
Yeah, the manly way.
Even I'm wearing pink. I'm wearing pink, but you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta change that pink shirt, but all right.
Brothers, I love y'all. It is an honor working with y'all, and I just happy to be part of this, guys. Thank you.
And we shout out everybody that viewed tonight. I have some friends on there, my friend Marsha and Robin and the crew. Everybody, love you guys. And to the gentlemen, listen, I would never ever work with anybody but you all unless there was a certain dollar amount.
A dollar amount that you can get to Beyonce with.
Yeah, yeah. You can put Beyonce with.
She said, "Let me upgrade you, baby."
So, Kelvin, you gotta let it go, man. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. We're gonna talk about that behind the scenes, man. I'm gonna counsel you, all right?
Hey, Kelvin, listen, I date a lot of women in my head. I might go on a trip with so Lathan tonight. We might go somewhere tonight. I don't know where we're going. We gotta figure out where we're gonna fly out to. I'm rich in my head too.
Yeah. I just want to say shout out to our first and probably last sponsor.
Thank you.
Blue Light Sea Months. Blue Light Sea Months. Thank you very much. Yeah. Please come back. Please come back.
All
right, guys. I love you guys, man.
Love
See
you
next
too,
week. All right. Peace. Thanks to everyone for checking us out. Like and follow us on YouTube and Facebook. Peace.
That's right.
Later, y'all.